What's going on, guys? Corey from PhoneArena here, and today we're taking a look at the Amazon Echo Plus. So Amazon had a pretty big hit with their Echo lineup last year, really solidifying themselves as kind of the de facto mouthpiece for smart home integration. Google did end up giving them a bit of a run for their money since they had a little bit better search integration, but Amazon and Alexa specifically have always excelled with their skills. So with that, this year Amazon released the Echo Plus in addition to the regular Echo. And what that Plus really does is adds more skills to Alexa by adding a Zigbee-enabled hub. So what that built-in Zigbee hub is going to enable you to do is control over 100 different smart home devices, which use this standard as a way to communicate in a very fast and almost always on state. One of which would be the Philips Hue light bulb, which actually comes bundled with the Amazon Echo Plus and saves you about $150 when it comes down to saving you money on a Zigbee hub and a Philips Hue light bulb. So selling for $150, we're going to take a quick look and see what does this really give you over any other Echo devices, and if you haven't already started your smart home, then is this the proper thing to start with? So the first thing we're going to do is take a quick look at the design of the Amazon Echo Plus, and as you can see, it looks exactly like the Amazon Echo of yesteryear. Now, the new Echo looks a little bit different and a little more compact, but this is pretty much exactly the same case of the original Echo, but with that built-in Zigbee hub. They did upgrade the microphones. The array of 7 different mics on here is now in their 2nd generation, and Amazon says that this will be better at picking up voices from a long range. They also did tweak the speaker setup a little bit, and that was also said to give better sound overall. You also still have the light ring up top, which also rotates when you twist it to adjust volume. You also do have an auxiliary out, which you didn't have on your 1st generation Echo, but other than that, you're really not going to be able to tell a difference just on looks alone. Of course, the most significant difference with the Amazon Echo is the built-in Zigbee hub. Now, for those of you who don't know, Zigbee is a communication standard which most smart home devices use to communicate with other smart home devices. For instance, lights, switches, locks, tons of them use Zigbee or otherwise another standard called Z-Wave, which functions in much the same way. The difference between this and, say, Bluetooth or Wi-Fi is that they work in kind of mesh networks. They use each Zigbee-enabled device as a node in the mesh network to keep things moving quickly and without latency issues. So when it comes to having this built-in Zigbee hub, it really does cover a lot of the bases for you, especially if you're just starting your smart home ecosystem and you're building it out with your mouthpiece here, and you also need to communicate with other devices. Typically, you'd have to buy a separate device like the Samsung SmartThings hub or a Wink hub to be able to communicate at all with any other devices, whereas those will still give you some perks like having Z-Wave support and a few other things, but you don't necessarily need it. You can definitely live within a Zigbee ecosystem all alone with the Amazon Echo Plus. When it comes to controlling your infrared devices though, like your TVs, soundbars, anything with an IR remote, you're definitely going to still need something like the Logitech Harmony Hub, which can communicate with almost literally any IR device. So that's something you would still need even with the Echo Plus. Setup is pretty easy. As soon as you plug it in out of the box, it will go directly into this orange pairing mode. And from here, you will simply go to your Alexa app and set up a new device. It'll take you through the prompts, which will be very quick and straightforward. Then after a quick intro video, you're all set. You can go into deeper customizations later on, like setting up Alexa to learn your voice. This way she can give you personalized responses based on your accounts and your settings. Setting up the Philips Hue lights as well as any other Zigbee devices will be just as easy as well. Simply plug in whatever device it is, whether it's a light switch or a light bulb or a plug, then turn on the device and say, "Alexa, discover my devices." This is relatively the same procedure for any Zigbee-enabled plug or light. Smart locks and other things might have another extra step or two, but generally speaking, it'll be just as easy as you've seen here. You can also add devices by simply going into the Alexa app and going into Smart Home and adding the device manually there. Then the device shows up directly into your Smart Home group. You can go in and edit that and even manipulate the light itself. This is where Alexa's done a lot of growing in terms of manipulating your smart home devices, not only adding brightness control, but also allowing you to set the color as well. We only wish for quicker toggles within the menu so that you can switch things on and off simply by tapping them. Otherwise, we're pretty pleased with the level of functionality that Amazon's added here by giving users a graphical interface to make Alexa skills more tangible and easier to keep track of. And though Alexa was always good at smart home, she's definitely improved with things like the Philips Hue light and added more controls to this and other devices. For instance, you can say, Alexa, set hue light to red. Alexa, set hue light to 100%. Alexa, set hue light to blue. In terms of sound quality, the Echo Plus will be a far cry from most other speakers toting Alexa. If room-filling, party-fueling sound is what you're looking for, then you might want to go with one of those speakers. Otherwise, the Echo Plus will be good for some casual listening, as it is decently well-rounded and doesn't lean too far to the treble or bass side, though it will just barely fill a room with sound. So now that we're all set up, let's take a minute to talk about Alexa real quick. Alexa's strong point has always been her skills. She has over 10,000 skills now and has a huge head start over everybody else in the game, including Google and of course the HomePod and Siri. And right now, that's the highest level of compatibility with smart home ecosystems. There's really not a skill that Alexa doesn't have that anybody else will. Now that said, she does still lag behind Google Assistant, as all other assistants do when it comes to search. Alexa's search functionality has improved though, especially when it comes to follow-up questions. For instance, you can ask, Alexa, who was our last president?
The last US president was Barack Obama.
Then follow up with, Alexa, how old is he?
Barack Obama is 56 years old.
This kind of follow-up questioning has tremendously helped Alexa's search functionalities, as well as adding the ability to see more about what you're searching within the Alexa app. Another place the Alexa app has shown growth is in the groups section. Now, when you have more than one Echo device, you can pair it with certain smart home devices in groups within the Alexa app. So for instance, if you're in your living room and you have an Echo Dot and you tell Alexa to turn off the lights, she'll only turn off the lights in the living room if that's the group that you've set up with that Echo Dot, instead of turning off all the lights in your house. Then if you have an Echo of another kind in your bedroom and walk in there and say, Alexa, turn on the lights, she'll only turn on the lights in that bedroom. So that's a nice quick little perk to have when you're talking to Alexa. You can speak a little more naturally and not be so confused. So if you're using smart plugs instead of smart lights to control a light source, then you're gonna run into this issue with the groups where you can't just say turn off the lights. It won't quite get it. Whereas we were able to do that with the SmartThings hub without it having any issue with nomenclature or anything like that. So it's a small little fix we assume that Amazon could push down the pipe, and we're hoping that happens soon so that groups works as smoothly as it does with other hubs and as well as it should. So Echo and other Alexa enabled devices have seen a lot of success so far. Unfortunately, Alexa still lags behind Google Assistant a bit when it comes to search functionality. When it comes to smart home integration though, over 10,000 skills beats everybody in the game still so far. Now Amazon's added a Zigbee hub. Throw in a free Philips Hue bulb, and the $150 Amazon Echo Plus is now flirting with $100 to $150 in savings in otherwise necessary equipment. If you already have an Echo device of some kind and are using it for smart home integration, then chances are you already have a SmartThings hub or a Wink hub or some other different hub to control your smart home devices, in which case you don't need the Amazon Echo. But if you're just starting out, this is going to be your best device to start with to give you things that you'll need otherwise for a much discounted price. But if you already have a thriving Echo-based smart home ecosystem and you want to add a little bit something extra to add some more functionality or flair, then maybe you want to look at the Echo Spot or the Echo Show to add a little bit more functionality and the coveted display-controlled smart home ecosystem. Otherwise, if you're just starting your smart home ecosystem and care less about search functionality and more about smart home integration and skills, then the Amazon Echo Plus and free Philips Hue bulb will be a perfect place for you to start. I'm Corey Gaskin with PhoneArena. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out PhoneArena.com for more info on all of these devices.